Be a hero. Be a hero. The last 2 summers, I have been working as an EFY counselor, and this is what I would always tell my EFY boys, right before they went home. Be a hero. Change the world. Although I only have 5 minutes with each of you instead of a whole week, I would like to convince you of the same thing. We can each change the world. But there are a few things you need to know in order to change the world. First of all, you need to be good. You need to be your best self every day. There's a quote by Marianne Williamson that raises a question that I think most of us feel in our life and answers it brilliantly. It says, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. We are all meant to shine. We are meant to make manifest the divine glory of God that is within each of us. We all need to be our best, because how can we give something that we don't have? Now, that's the first step. But President Hinckley has given us the next. He says, it is not good enough just to be good. You must be good for something. You must contribute good to the world. The world must be a better place for your presence. And the good that is in you must be spread to others. If we keep the good for ourselves and don't spread it to those around us, there really is no point. There's no way you can be a hero. Heroes save the world. You can't do that unless you spread your good. Now, all of us can do this. And I feel like the best way that we can possibly do this is to start to save the world one person at a time. Do you have time in your day to say, I love you to someone important to you? Do you have time in your day to smile at a friend? Do you have time to take 1 hour a week and help a student who's struggling? Or 2 hours a week and be there for someone who needs a friend? All of us have the opportunity to do this, but sometimes in our busy schedules, we fail to take the time. Now, all this talk of changing the world may seem a little daunting. It may even seem like David facing Goliath. But I want you to remember something. David did win. And he did because he relied on God. He wasn't fighting alone. And we don't have to either. In fact, there's a story I'd like to share with you. A time that's very special to me, when I was able to do a lot more than I could have done on my own. It was actually an EFY, serving these same kids that I talked to you at the beginning about. I was teaching them about the atonement, and I knew it was so important for them to understand this principle. But I felt that my words weren't enough. Everything I said wasn't reaching them the way I wanted it to. So I said a prayer. I asked God, in essence, to make up the difference, to do what I couldn't. Then I went back to my room. And one of my boys came shortly after and gave me a hug and thanked me for that lesson. And then I went to the room of another one of my boys, 2 of them actually, and they were crying, they were in tears. I gave a hug and I got to see a tear trickle down his cheek. I talked to another one, and we had this very special talk that I think influenced his life a lot. I got to hear the next day testimonies born that say that that moment, that night, was when everything came together for them. When they understood why they were here on this earth and gained a testimony of the truth. And more than once, I heard specifically someone say that their life was changed. All this happened from a time when I felt weak, when I felt that I couldn't do it. But I called on God and asked Him to help me. And He did. There is not a reason in this world that one of us cannot change the world with God at our side. We all can do it. I know we can. We can change the world. We can be a hero. But the word can is an interesting word. It means that we are able to do something if we choose to do so. So my question for you tonight is, I know that each of you can change the world, but will you?